It's that time of the week once again. Welcome to the Departure Lounge podcast with your host, Tom Whittle, your ticket to the home of aviation podcasts and the home of the awesome game show Quiznos Jet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me downwards and a side.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Battle of the Liveries.
Oh dear. I'll tell you what, hands down, that is the best thing I've seen for a very long time. Is when when David sent me that picture, I cracked up and cracked up just then as well. Yes. Good. Jeez. Oh my gosh, wait until you see it. Wait until you see it. Welcome along to Battle of the Liveries, number 3, here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. And I hope that you are well. Just give me 2 seconds because you know what I've got to do here. Moment. Hang on. Okay, we're good. So, welcome along to Battle of the Liveries. Tonight, we are doing it in a triple threat style for the first time on the channel. This is going to be a fascinating one. I've seen the lists. This should be very, very interesting. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring him on first because I think he's brilliant. The first person we're going to discuss or talk to about how his chances are this evening. In fact, I didn't need to go to there, so it's fine. It is, of course, David with his hat.
Good evening to you, Tom. Are you well?
I tell you what, honestly, when you sent me that picture, and I was like, you got to do it in the style of the thumbnail. Like, as long as it's in the style, we're all good. I got that, and I instantly fell on the floor laughing. I thought it was just fun. Like, it was so funny.
Well, you know, it's up there with the time of year for it, isn't it? And to be perfectly honest, I've spent the past sort of 10 days not really being sober, so why change?
And it's okay. So Mike B has already said it. He says, "Nice windsock hat." Tell us all about the hat.
It's all about the hat. Well, that's a good point. Actually, I never thought of it being a windsock. You're right. I wonder if the red and white lines are like the lines on the windsock that indicate how quickly the wind's flowing. You know?
So depending if your camera is reversed, it is a easterly wind, or is it not reversed and it's a westerly wind?
Yeah, it's well, what's this? That's the other. It must be a westerly wind. Yeah, it's the Gulf Stream.
Good stuff. Well, welcome to Battle of the Liveries. Anyway, you've seen the first few episodes and everything else. How do you think you'll do with your choice tonight?
Well, who knows? I mean, it's a bit of a lottery, these things. I think I've picked some quite good ones, just to, if nothing else, to sort of prompt discussion and prompt a bit of chat. And yeah, I'm fairly confident.
Fairly confident. I like it. I like it.
The only problem being, I mean, I don't want to be as confident as to say I'm going to win. I desperately hope I don't, because I I don't really want to have to come back and come up with something else. That's
God forbid you've got to pick some more liveries out.
yeah, more liveries, or sit here with a horse's head on or something. Can't do that. So we'll see. You never know.
We'll see. See how we get on. We'll bring you back in a moment, but welcome along anyway.
Thank you.
What's that? Hold on a sec. Hello? Yeah. Fat Fook. What do you mean he's on the show? What, the guy who said it? Melbourne? Hang on, let me just ask him. Hang on. What's all this about Fat Fook in Melbourne?
Can I have a number 7, a number 21, a number 32?
It is, of course, Rob Brown is here as well. Rob, how are you?
You doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, very well, thank you. You've been on before. You were on the first one, and you lost, as we say, on penalties in the shootout with Wayne. How are you feeling about this one?
As long as I've avoid anything to do with Zagreb or penalties, I think we might be okay.
Fair enough. As long as no Zagreb.
I lost to Lewis as well last time, so.
And by a point. So there's always that. There's always that as well. So obviously you take on Lewis again this evening. Looking for revenge?
We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes. How do you feel your choices are going to be up against David and potentially whatever Lewis has picked as well? How do you feel they're going to do?
I don't know. It's something Lewis said. He said it's more about crowd pleasers, so we'll see what happens. So we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, the idea. It's all about crowd pleasing. It's not about what your favourite liveries are. It's all about what you think the crowd will pick, considering up against. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we get on. All right, we'll bring you back momentarily. And so, after Wayne pulled out of this one because he had other things to do, we crowned from interim to proper. So he's now a double champion, not only of Quizness Jet, but also of Battle of the Liveries. It is Lewis from London Planespotting. Lewis, how are you?
Evening, Tom. All good, thank you. All good. Yeah.
Good stuff. How are you feeling about this evening, considering?
I'm not going to say optimistic because I actually think it's going to be a really hard one because they know their stuff, and we were talking about it just in the backstage, and there's some interesting ones that they've picked. So I think it will be. We haven't sort of gone through our whole list each other, but we sort of said about it'd be interesting. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Might give me myself a bit of a break as well, to be fair.
Well, we'll definitely see how we get on with it. In terms of how you feel, obviously David and Rob, how do you feel that you may have picked a bit sort of a stronger lineup than you, or do you think that you've got some that you might be confident with?
Well, considering I thought it was with just Wayne at first, I obviously had not been keeping up with info. I'm off the radar. So most of my picks were sort of in contention with Wayne, but I think they're still going to be quite strong.
Okay.
But last time, like I say, I think I played with Rob, didn't we, once, and that was quite close as well. So he picked some good ones. So yeah,
it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. I've seen all the lists. And there are some very interesting liveries that have been picked. So we'll see how we get on here. So let's bring the Cat in the Hat and Rob back into the picture. Everyone say hi.
Even gents. David, I feel like I need to go and get my Christmas hat.
Yeah, you should. It's
you probably should do. I mean, I'm sporting.
Yeah,
it's only downstairs. I might go and get it.
Yeah.
Got time.
My only regret is I'm now wearing it and sitting beside a radiator, and it's absolutely roasting.
That's my only problem. I don't want to be on camera sweating.
These Christmas festivities are always, they kind of always end up with something bad happening, and this is arguably
it's a sweaty mess when
bad
jingle bells are involved. Sorry. Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, here's how this works. All of Lewis, Rob, and David have picked 10 liveries, not necessarily their favourite ones, but ones that they feel will please the crowd, because whoever wins this is all down to you in the chat. So how this works, we'll show off the liveries picked, explanations, and everything else, and then we'll run a poll in the chat to see who has pleased the crowd more with their choice. Nobody knows whose livery is up against what It's all done in order as to how they've given me the list. So Lewis will not know what Rob and David have picked for their first choice, etc., etc. And we'll go through until we go through all 10. If by some miracle there is a draw for top spot, we will do, as Rob calls, a penalty shootout, where one livery will choose it, and it can be any livery that you can pick again, and it'll go up against the other person's livery, and whoever gets voted is the winner. So there you go. But we'll see if it gets to that. So before we do that, let's say hello to those that are in the chat. Lots of names. Let's go. Brandon is in the chat. Hello to you. Gemma Rowe, Lynn Keeble, Lee Class, Jim Gemmell, who, by the way, Le Coq Wombley is definitely live. Gail's there. It's probably not the way to put it. It's Le Coq Wombol or something. I just go with Captain Needledick. It's fine. Dogwood is there. Lynn's there. I may just be repeating names here at the moment. Wayne is there as well. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Darren Graham's in there as well. He said to me it's a year since finding this channel. So happy anniversary. Welcome to here. We'll hopefully provide you with some laughs this evening. Michael Painter is there. Winner Australian then. Mike B, I know, is there. Jane Chapman, she says hi, everyone. Tad Pauly going into Lurker's Lounge and tuck myself up with a hot toddy. So get well soon. Let me see if there's any other names that we may have missed here. There's lots of things have happened since then. Jack's there from Prague, causing mayhem, of course. And yeah, anybody else that I may have missed, hello to you. Oh, as long as he ain't cooking anything. Paul Hussey, hello to you. Yeah, lots of comments are coming. Dom is in there as well. He said he was driving. Quick shout out to Dom, by the way. I watched his recent video literally right before we did the whole get together with the group for play. Very good. Go check it out on his channel. It's a very, very good video. Okay. Apparently, Brandon says you're quite good at French, Lewis. Would you like to do Les Coq Womble in French?
No. that's not even going to be French. We're not doing that.
No, speaky Anglais. No, definitely not.
Speak as English. Right. That's German, isn't it?
Les Coq Womble. All right, here we go. So,
we don't
up first.
You don't want to be banned even more, mate.
What's the point? The point of worrying anymore?
Nothing less to lose, really.
Yeah. Bloody YouTube. Right, anyway, so Jack, just very quickly before we do start, Jack says, is it me or does Tom look like Harry from Home Alone in that hat? So glad you're in Prague.
What pleases me more is that, that somebody got to comment on hats that chose you.
I know. There are worse hats in this chat, but apparently this is the one, so that's fine. Doesn't matter. Right, here we go. So let's kick things off. So the order it's going to go in terms of how I've loaded the first set of pictures in, it's going to go Rob, then Lewis, and then David at the end. So choice number 1 for Rob. I think it's probably going to be a big crowd favourite. This one. It is the Not Without My Mask Cargo Lux livery on the 747-8. Rob, why'd you pick it?
This is a regular. I've seen this a few times, and as I say, it's the times we've been in recently, it's not particularly a strange thing, masks these days. So, yeah, it looks really quite smart, actually, when you see it. It does. Looks really, it is quite cool up close and personal when you see it. I do like this one. This is one I like.
A lot of
people
people
have got quite a few special liveries, so I think this is the best one, to be fair.
A lot of people in the chat I know are very big fans of Cargo Lux, especially those of a Prestwick persuasion. Hashtag that one. So this, I think this will go down quite well. So I'll get it. Put my teeth in. I'll start again. I'll give everyone a chance to have their view. We'll go with you, Lewis. How are you feeling about this one picked by Rob?
I mean,
by Rob. Yeah,
it is a good choice. I've seen this once at Stansted, and it is really, really nice. Really, really nice. So I think it's a strong start. Strong start from Rob.
David.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like the livery that they do. I mean, it's quite bold, and the fact it's on that particular aircraft just makes it 10 times better anyway. Quite proud of the fact that these things come to Scotland. So that's as good a reason as anything to like it.
We all big fans of the Cargo Lux livery without the mask?
I've always liked it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Defo.
Yeah.
Well,
Supposed to have one
interesting
coming
one
in tomorrow on Stansted, actually. So
yeah, I'm just about to bring that up on screen. Waiting
there you go, yeah.
tomorrow at Stansted if it turns up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing.
I know how reluctant Cargo Lux are. I think the one time I went to Stansted a couple of years ago, there was a Cargo Lux there, and I was like, it won't turn up, but I'll do it anyway. It was foggy, but it managed to see a Cargo Lux 747. I was like, nice. Like, at least it actually turned up this time. Like, 4 days I was there, and only once it turned up.
Yeah, I was literally, whilst you were just showing it there, I was checking to see if it's that reg is coming in, but it's not. It's Victor Charlie Echo, which is supposed to be in tomorrow. But yeah, I was getting excited because that would have been a nice one if it was that one.
False hope there, Wayne. Tut.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a YouTuber flies for them now. Forget his name.
It ain't me.
No.
Captain Joe.
Captain Joe. That's
okay.
what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
He's kind of aviation royalty on YouTube anyway. That's a kind of a big hitter on YouTube. So
he used to be with
Air Berlin.
Air Berlin. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the one who does all the GoPro cockpit videos, isn't he?
Yeah, he does some pretty good stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat is thinking very good choice. A strong start. However, let's see just how strong that is, because up next is Lewis's choice. This could be a tough one for you, Scots.
Yeah, I thought, just on their own home turf here. It is the legendary Logan Saab 2000, and it is beautiful. Miss it so much at City Airport. And it used to fly in it, Logan and Flybe, but I've chosen Logan because I've always liked shortbread tail, as I always called it. Really, 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 really nice.
Can't be a bit of a shortbread at Christmas.
Yeah, simple, but I think it should be a crowd pleaser, and it's certainly a pleaser to me.
Well, I mean, I for one am an enormous fan of the Saab 2000. What did we have at Riyadh? Was it the 340 or the 2000? Might have been the 2000, the Cranfield one, which was delightful to see. But
she's a fast turbojet as well, isn't she?
Yes. I know that Logan are getting rid of the Saab 340s now, and thanks to Dom for the info because he messaged me about it. They're doing like a retirement.
They are
flight sort of thing,
I'm
so
afraid
people can jump on and
sold out.
I don't know. But you mentioned
I tried.
Oh,
yeah. I thought I saw it. I follow a London City group. It posted on Friday evening, and straight on to Logan's website because they're offering 2 days next week, Saturday and in February, I think it is, either February or January. I can't remember which one it is.
I think it's January.
And we're doing 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and they're offering 8 daily round-the-trip sort of Glasgow flights, just Glasgow and back. But yeah, everything is sold out, unfortunately, because they were not expensive. It was only £85 a flight, which I thought was a bargain.
That's not too bad, is it? Really?
Yeah. But even even the hangar tour is sold out as well, because I was thinking about going there just for hangar tour. But shame, because I really wanted to do a video. But it is what it is.
All right. To the Scots in the combat zone, what are you making of this one? We'll go with Rob first. This is Lewis's choice. What do you reckon?
I don't think you can argue with this one. It's pretty strong, isn't it? It's Logan Air. I've been uber critical. Logan Air have got a twotter, I think it is. They've got with the Scotland. It's like a Scotland flag on it.
That's the old twotter. Yes.
It's maybe a wee bit more kind of flamboyant, but this livery is pretty steady, pretty strong. And you still got, I think you still got a Carnal tea cake or a Tunnock's tea cake or whatever it is on these flights.
Yeah. It's either that or the They used to do something else. I didn't get the Tunnocks tea cake last time I flew. I got something else.
The caramel wafer, I think.
Camel wafer,
Yes,
that's what it
that's
was.
it.
Caramel wafer.
That's it. Yeah.
So,
They are
hey,
fantastic.
cup of tea and a caramel wafer. Can't even.
Nice Tunnocks
It's a
caramel.
fantastic airline, but I mean, I've never had a bad service with them. Really haven't.
Yeah.
Good
they,
stuff.
They
David, over to you.
re-emerged through fairly turbulent times, really, but it's great that they kept the branding so strong all the way through the British Airways franchise agreement and so on. It's good on them for doing it.
Your opinions on this choice, David?
Very good choice. I mean, it's Loganair. What can I say against it, really? In terms of the livery, I think that livery looks better on the ATR than it does on the Saab. Having said that, I actually prefer the Saab as an aircraft, but no, it's good. That's a strong contender for sure. I can't say anything against it.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's a good one to go up against the Cargo Lux 747. But we are going to go on to David's choice now, and this will complete the first round. We'll see how this one does up against those two.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
United's New York livery on their 757.
Wow.
Why'd you pick it, David?
Well, to be honest, two reasons, I suppose. Not just the livery aspect, but also the fact it's on a 757. You can't go far wrong with that. It's just so bold, it's just really in your face, but subtly in that it's the same colors, effectively. And it kind of just does not just look really American, the cityscape design on it, and I think it's almost a in your face American Airlines type of livery, against them. So I mean, and the fact it's blue, I think blue looks good on any aircraft. But that's just my personal opinion. That doesn't win a battle or not, but no, I just like it. I think it's nice and bold, and it screams America, and it's a crowd pleaser.
It is a lovely livery. It certainly is. They've got a few, and they like San Francisco and stuff like that, if I remember correctly as well. So yeah, it's a good choice. Rob,
That's a strong contender, that one. I have to be honest. I quite like United's livery, normal livery or kind of standard livery anyway. I think that's pretty strong. And as David says, the cityscape on it kind of screams New York. So yeah, I quite like that. I have to be honest. I do quite like that. And it's a 757 as well. So
this first round is going to be very, very interesting. Lewis, your opinions on David's first pick?
He's knocked out of the park, isn't he? Really, quite literally. It's got a 757. It's the most detailed livery I think I've seen in a long time, and it's a nice blue United jet. It's actually really, really nice. I mean, I'm taking in whilst everyone's just talking, all of each scenery they've put on that, and if they've not even centralized it to just central New York, they've sort of broadened it as well. It's really nice detail. Yeah, really nice. I think that's potentially a winner, that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right, Lewis. I mean, the detail that's gone into it is huge. That said, all that needs to be paid for, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan of very expensive liveries going on to aircraft because ultimately the passengers pay for it. But at the same time, well, why not? When you've got a fleet the size of that, then throw a few of them on and be done with it.
I mean, I'm sure passengers would be passed on the cost of that, but not being funny, I'm pretty sure United can sum up the bill for that.
Well, that's largely my point too. It's what I'm saying. It's economies of scale.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I'm still looking at it now. I'm still slowly. I'm up to, the United part from the tail onwards. And it's just I'm still really liking it.
Yeah, it kind of tells a story.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be hand painted, a bit like the kind of Icelandair one?
Yeah, I mean, I
think it must have been. Yeah,
it can't be spray painted. That's too much detail.
No, I mean you need about 80 miles of masking tape for that.
I wonder how long it took to actually paint.
I'm sure there'll be somewhere on the internet that'll tell you.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if United done some sort of information on it or anything like that. Just like a web page on it.
Somebody
I
definitely
thought
told
they
me-
would have done.
Yeah.
Someone told me once that a lot of these special liveries are there partly as a means of training apprentice painters, so that you'd imagine you need to do a really, really good job and so on. And yes, you do, but that's part of your training. So they basically take the aircraft out of service to repaint it anyway, but they need to give the time to the apprentices to actually learn their trade. And the thing can be in the hangar for much, much longer than it would need to be, all along.
Mm.
And, it's part of the training process, if nothing else. So
Yeah, I'll tell you this might be quite interesting. I think people have put their what they would pick for this round. But a quick reminder: so Rob picked for the first round Cargo Lux Not Without My Mask, 747-8. Lewis picked the Loganair Saab 2000 for a bit of shortbread at Christmas time, and David picked the United 757 in the New York livery, one of many that they have. Fabulous. Right. In the chat, let's see how this goes. Few minutes to get your vote in. Who wins the first round? Here we go. In the chat right now is the poll. Rob with Cargo Lux, Lewis with Loganair, and David with United. Let's read some I'm not looking at the poll at the moment, so I have no idea what's going on. So that is fine. Let's go back and see some comments here. Mike B says the Cargo Lux livery will last forever, just timeless. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
Talking of Captain Joe earlier, Brandon says watched him since I was like 7, and he's 10 years old now. So he's not. Lots of talk about the flights that we were talking about with the Logan Air. Wayne says, David just smashed Rob and Lewis out of the water because Wayne's a big 757 fan. Lots of people loving the 757 as well. Let's see what else we've got that we have missed before. Lots of people just saying good luck for the evening. Yep. All good. Brandon must have picked United. I think Gail's probably picked United as well. This is going to be close. Brandon says, bloody YouTube chat poll is broken for me. What isn't broken on YouTube? Another thing they can't get fucking right. Okay, I mean this is close. I'm going to give it. Yeah, I'm going to give it another minute or two. This is close. This is very close. You guys can't see the poll, can you all know?
No.
Good stuff. That makes it even better. No, that's fine. That's all good. Right. Right, what we've got left. Right, 20 seconds for any last minute votes. Yeah, YouTube's obviously having a little bit of a meltdown because that's just normal. Gail said that the poll poll took ages to come up on her screen as well. Kev with some information says United's California livery took 17 days, so I would say a bit longer for the New York one.
Yeah.
All right.
17 days to paint.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
It is indeed. Right. Here we go then. We're going to close the poll in a few seconds' time. And here we go. Poll is closed. So round 1 goes to David.
Oh, yeah.
With 50. Let me just make this correct here. Yeah, all right. 53% of the vote, even though it says 52, I'm pretty sure that was 53. 53% of the vote for David, 42% for Rob's Cargo Lux, and just the 5% for
that's
Lewis.
harsh.
Oh,
That's a sorry.
spanking.
Absolute spanking. So David gets the first point of the round, or first point of the game, and goes a point up. Good stuff. Here we go then for number 2. We're going to go straight into it. We're going to go for Lewis's choice first, then Rob, then David again. So let's get rid of the first round there. Right, here we go. Lewis's choice. To my surprise, it's not a
Yeah,
surprise. It's
of
not a
course it's
surprise.
not.
Not a
Are
surprise.
you kidding?
But it is
Ah,
wonderful.
but
It's
she
Cyprus
is.
Airways and their A330.
I cannot do it justice without having it actually on. It's got to be on for me. It is a beaut. Flew this so many times. I love it. Used to get so excited to see this at Heathrow at the gate, ready to board to go to Salonika. And it's beautiful inside as well. At the time, it is brings back so much memories. It's retro inside, and that I always liked the newer sort of livery. I also like the older one as well, but that one is my favourite still. A lot of people prefer the older one, which I can get, but I know it's basic. I know it's conservative, shall we say? But the blue, the gold. Oh God, being Greek, I forgot what it's being called now. But the bird at the back on the logo, it's just amazing, and yeah, stunning. I mean, I could have just seen Brandon A220. I could have chosen that, but I wanted the older Cypress instead of the newer one.
I do like this. I do like this a lot.
It's just,
I'm a big
yeah.
fan of this one and the old livery, like you say. And this does bring back memories of.
I shed a tear when they decided to. Well, when they were forced to stop by the European Union in 2005, and
Yeah,
I don't even know if they're still in Wales at the moment. But yeah, it's still sad to see them not flying anymore.
yeah, brings back memories of mid-morning takeoffs over the house that I used to
Yeah,
live in.
that and 10 p.m. I used to get the 10 p.m. flights in the evening.
Yes, yeah, lovely liveries. Always like the A330 in that livery. So homegrown for Lewis on this one. Rob, your opinion?
Well, I think it epitomises less is more. I think this is really, it's quite nice. It's relatively simple and it shows a Euro white livery can be done. If it's done right, it's done coming in really well. And I think that's bang on. It's just nothing else to say. It's bang on the money.
It is smart. And as a choice to go up against what you've picked,
We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
Oh,
I think that's about right. David, your opinions and how you feel this one is going to be.
I completely agree with Rob. It's the Eurofight livery done properly, and it's simple and it's presumably relatively cheap to apply, but they get it right. They absolutely do. It's lovely. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know. I mean, is there much more you can really do with something like that? If that's the
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be
plan,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lewis with the Cyprus A330 is going up against what Rob's picked, which is going to be very difficult. Yeah, we'll see. I'll tell you what. No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll bring it up on screen. Here's what Rob has picked for round 2.
oh,
The old school TriStar in the old school Gulf Air livery. Why'd you pick it?
I think this is just one of the best liveries the TriStar ever wore, to be quite honest. Might be controversial, that, but if you like your 3 holers and your TriStars and
Easy, son. Easy.
And who doesn't?
new matron.
I just think this is a cracking livery, and I think the TriStar wears it just brilliantly. Nothing else for it, and it does exactly what it says in the tin. And I think Gulf Air, I think that's probably one of the best Gulf Air liveries. I think controversial might be, but I do really like this. I think it's really smart, especially on that aircraft anyway.
Very quickly, a shout out to Alan Wood, whose photo this is. Because we actually give the credit rather than steal it. But this is a very, very good choice. I think a lot of people do like this one, even though you've got this livery nowadays, which I think is on, like, say, the Dreamliner and the 321 Neo that they have in their fleet. So we get an opportunity to see it nowadays as well. But it does suit the TriStar very, very well. TriStar in itself is a beautiful plane. So this, I think this will do quite well, I think. Lewis, your feelings?
It's nice. It is really, really nice. I love a TriStar, so it's got me on that one first of all. And yeah, I really like it. And it's again nice to see that they've got this in the 787, isn't it now?
Yeah.
So yeah, good to see a lot of these retros coming back, and yeah, really, really nice.
David.
Yeah, I echo that really. I mean, it's the fact it's a TriStar, you can't go far wrong. But I always thought that the Gulfair, that particular Gulfair livery, was a really classy livery, with the touches of gold and so on. And actually, when you think about it, when that livery was out, it was actually miles ahead of its time, because at that time everything else was just straight line, boxy, not that inspiring. But that is, I mean, that's fantastic. I think that'll be a tough one to beat. I don't think anyone's going to beat that one.
Right, just going to pop that into the poll there, ready to go. Of course, we are waiting for David's option, which again could be quite interesting. We've had sort of old, middle, new, which is what David's gone for. Very interesting. A China Southern 787 with the fantastic livery it was delivered in. Over to you, David.
Yeah, it's again, suggested earlier on, I do like my blue aircraft, and there's another one, and I think it's relatively simple, and it's probably quick and cheap to apply, but it's quite in your face at the same time, albeit with almost pastel shades. No, I don't know. It's one of these liveries that is just instantly quite appealing. It's just bright and cheery. Without going down the kind of the holiday bucket and spade route. I'm not sure there's much more I can say about it, really. It's an attractive aircraft that it's on, but no, I like it.
Lewis, no doubt you'll have seen this at Heathrow and everything else.
Yeah, have seen it Heathrow. I'm a bit mixed on that. I'm not a massive fan of that one because I find it very, very hectic. But the actual is very, very like busy livery. But I do like a blue plane, same as David. So it's quite nice to see the different shades of blue on the plane. So it's quite nice. But yeah, it's a bit for me. It's a bit sort of busy. Personally,
okay, interesting. And Rob,
I'm a bit of a quandary with this one. I don't know where I'm with this one, to be honest. I think the 787 struggles with special liveries at the best of times. Most of them.
We've said that long on the channel.
I think they do struggle a wee bit. I don't know what it is about the 787. I don't know if it's the shape or whatever. I don't know, but I don't know if I like the 787 numbers at the front. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think if they'd taken that off and just left it, can I just colour it? And
I think for me, the text lets it down.
I think that's maybe where it's going wrong.
I know it's a Chinese one, but it kind of reminds me, like with you go to Japan, there's loads of adverts everywhere. So like it just that's what it kind of feels like to me. That's what the sort of vibe it's giving me.
Okay,
it's just like trying to throw so much information at it.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. So a quick reminder for round 2. Lewis with the Cyprus A330. Rob with the Gulfair TriStar. And David with the China Southern 787. Poll is ready. Everyone's saying it's a tough call. It's going to be interesting. But here we go. In the poll, in the chat it goes. Give this one a couple of minutes. Let us know which one you think it will be. We're going to go quickly through the comments whilst we wait. Carl Crawford saying, be awesome if they brought that livery back. They have. Not as just as a special retro on the 787-9 and the A321neo for Gulfair. In reference to Cyprus Airways, Paul Hussey says preferred their 70s orange livery.
I do like it as well. That one's really nice. That with the A310, that was really nice.
Yeah, the A310 one was fantastic. It's one of my favourites. In terms of the China Southern, Brandon says quite a good one when learning how to identify an aircraft.
Yeah, that's because it's got 787 platters on it, don't it? I'm not a great fan of that. It almost suggests that Boeing are somehow subsidising the livery. It's a case of, well, we'll pay for it to be painted, but as long as you put our brand on it as well.
It's a bit like the Ryanair used to do, didn't they? With
Yeah,
the
they did their
Boeing
logo jets with the like Hertz and Vodafone and.
Well, no, they actually put Boeing logo on it as well, didn't they? At one
Oh,
point.
they did. Yeah, you're right.
Boeing.
Yeah.
That was some
Yeah,
stuff,
a full. Yeah, they had a 737 that was full in the house colours.
Yeah.
With Ryanair up the tail, and then they introduced the one that recently got repainted, which was sort of just a fuselage painted.
There was there's another 737 done the same with Ryanair one. I can't remember who it was now. It's an Asian airline, I think it was.
Oh, China, isn't it? China Airlines.
Was it China Airlines as
China
well?
Airlines have done it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ryanair did the full on adverts on their aircraft. I don't think they ever did them on the 737-800. I think it was only ever the 200s that they
Just
did
the
them.
200s, yeah.
Yeah. So that was just the time that they were kind of starting off, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. Mike B says, sitting on Mackenzie Beach watching the Cyprus approaching Larnaca. Great
many a times, Mike. Done that many a times. That and there's a little cafe where it's not a cafe, but there's a strip of bars which everyone used to go. It was like a meeting point in the evening in Larnaca, and there's a restaurant there or a cafe called the Hobo Cafe. It's always popular with the local Greeks and Cypriots in North London. Like if you're London and you come from you got Cyprus heritage, you go there. Don't know why, because the place was absolutely awful, but it was always packed, and you'd always meet a load of people. But one thing I used to like watching it in the middle of the night, and it'd be like 9-10 o'clock in the evening. The sunset's gone in, but you'd see the planes arrive to Larnaca Airport when they come in, because at that time the old runway was still in use and the old airport was still in use, and they mainly had to go along the beach, and they just circle around the beach to come in. But yeah, really, really, really nice.
That would make for a pleasant evening, certainly.
Oh, so brilliant! Yeah, absolutely. Just a shame with Larnaca Airport, they've bounded too much boundary around it. There's too many gates and fenced off a lot of things. A lot of where it's kind of on its own sort of island, because it's near the Salt Lake. They've used that to sort of create a security perimeter. I think it's mainly during like the 70s and 80s where they had quite a lot of sort of hijackings and stuff like that. So they were quite sort of high security in that area. Now you can't even be a plane spotter in there because you're so far away from the airport. So really, Mackenzie Beach is the best location to plane spot for Larnaca.
Yeah,
probably the only spot.
Yeah, pretty much that and the Salt Lakes. But again, if you stay too long in the Salt Lakes, you'll get burnt to shred, because especially in the summer, believe me, and you become like a lobster, and you just get towed away by the police.
There you go. Right, so let's end the poll. This one was a little closer. So Rob wins it with his Gulf Air TriStar, 47%. Lewis in second with his Cyprus Airways, 41%. And David bottom with the China Southern, just the 11%.
Never mind.
Little
harsh, maybe, but
the hat needs to go a little bit more droopy nowadays.
I think it does.
Yeah. A little bit more sadder.
Humbug.
Humbug, yeah.
As it stands at the moment, Rob and David have a point, and Lewis, our current champion, with zilch. Gail says, I didn't get the vote come up. So I would say probably if you go to the top where it says like top chat, press live chat, and hopefully that should fix it. Sometimes that is the way to do it. Okay, next round is going to be, I have to try and work this out now. I think it is going to be, I think it's Rob. Just seeing how this is loaded up. Rob, Lewis, and then David at the end. So that's fine. We're going to go for Rob's choice for round 3. Royal Jordanian.
As what as. I just think this is a cracking livery, and I think it says everything it does everything it needs to do, and it's not plain Euro white. It's as simple as that. It just looks the part. It looks quite smart and it looks quite sleek. So
It's not changed much over the years
No,
either.
no.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to either, to be quite honest.
No, I'll tell you what this is, and this reminds me of. It's a bit like this, and this might be controversial, but this is probably what their version of the Landor livery is, because it's one of those timeless ones where it's that kind of dark, sort of dark grey and light sort of, but it's not like it's subtle. It's very obvious. And to me, this looks like if you're going to call your airline, Royal Jordanian, this has got a real royal feel to it.
Yep, I think so. I couldn't disagree with that. I don't think.
Lewis.
Yes, it's got a real Middle Eastern vibes to it. I really like it. It reminds me of kind of like they've kind of gone a bit of a ACJ sort of vibe to it, sort of Airbus corporate jet vibe. So it kind of looks like a private jet. And yeah, I've seen this at Heathrow. I actually seen it at Stansted. Actually, I believe the dignitaries for the Jordanians came in on this as well. So yeah, really, really nice to see.
David.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. It's, I mean, I first saw it. It's been around for so long, but I also thought it was a bit dark. But when you actually see it in real life up front, up close, it's really classy. And it's got the very much the Middle Eastern vibe to it, with the gold bling, but just enough bling without being overbearing.
Yeah.
So it's very much like how you might expect the corporate brand of a luxury hotel. That sort of that kind of vibe to it. But I love it. I think it's great.
Lee Class mentioned in the chat that it's stood the test of time.
Yeah.
From when the A310s were delivered. Now, if you remember very briefly, Royal Jordanian had A330s as well. If you've not seen a picture of an A330 in this livery, it is stunning. A bit like I'm sure it was them, A340s as well, A340-200s they had as well. Incredible. So it's one of those ones that just looks amazing, from right up there with the A310s to something as very small as the Embraers, Embraer 170s and 75s that they have, and it's a fantastic livery, and it's one of those rare ones that is a timeless classic.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting choice. Let's see what that is going to go up against. This is coming from Lewis.
Oh yes.
Oh damn.
Orange Pride.
Orange Pride.
Now, I think.
It is. It is beautiful, and so beautiful. When I went to Amsterdam, it's the second model that I currently own. So there she is. Oh, she's a little bit dusty at the moment, but don't know if you can kind of see it. Well, yeah, you can't really see it on camera, but yeah,
Let me take it off. Hang on.
There she is.
There you go.
She was only €17.
Blimey, bargain.
It was straight on the Amsterdam airport, but yeah, got me right into the bug.
Wayne's that shaking now.
I think Wayne wanted it. When
airplane on screen.
Wayne wanted it, but I saw this in real life. I saw this at the gate, and I also saw this coming in, and it was beautiful. It is honestly even up close. I believe they've slightly changed it now. There's the where the joining of the two colours. They've put the national flag sort of colours in between, like a ribbon, sort of stitching them together.
It's very nice. It is very nice.
It's nice. I actually like the old one though. I still quite like that sort of gentle change between the two. So I'm glad that you picked the older picture.
Yeah, I didn't know which one.
No, it's definitely the old one. Yeah, definitely the old one. That's my favourite.
Could be interesting. All right, very quickly, Rob, your thoughts?
I quite like that one. If I'm being uber critical, I don't know about the nose. The nose kind of seems to taper away a wee bit towards the front. I'm not entirely sure on the nose section. It seems to kind of widen as it gets forward to the front. I think if they let it kind of uniform all the way along, I think I might have liked that a little bit more. But I think that's just been uber critical, to be honest. But cracking livery, right enough.
It is lovely. It's one that you can easily spot if you're dot spotting as well.
It's going on for quite some time now, isn't it? Really, how long has it been going for? It's been
it was for the was it Tokyo Olympics?
Was it at Tokyo Olympics? Was it?
I think so. Was that 20? Everything got cancelled in 2020, wasn't it? So 2021, I think.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that. Oh, right.
It's not been around for too long. But
I don't know why I thought that. I thought it was good, like 10 years or something on it.
no, not yet. Not yet.
Ah.
David, very quickly, your opinions.
Yeah, it's a great livery. I love it. My criticism would be that if it's sitting at an airport and you're about to board it, all you're really seeing is the orange. You're not really seeing it fully, but nevertheless, but it looks great from a distance. And I have seen it a few times from a great distance. 40,000 feet of a difference, because it if you're going from Amsterdam over to the west coast of America, quite often these things come over Aberdeen.
Yeah.
And, so just what you're saying about the dot spotting scenario.
Maybe on the New York flight, I believe, as well. That's what.
Yeah.
Easy to see. You just see an orange dot in the sky, and you think.
But that's the thing, because even at that height, you look at it and you can tell that's what it is. You know that's it without even looking at the radar.
One thing that became apparent to me when I was out there, the Dutch are very proud of it.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of it.
As they should be.
Lot of you go to any lounges or something like that, you'll see a model of this. It's always on show, so it's really nice. And when it comes in, and it's a regular as well, it's not like a rare occasion like some of the BA planes. This is a more or less a daily scheduled flight.
It still catches.
Yeah, it's a big crowd pleaser. Crowd pleaser.
All right, should be quite interesting. Lastly, David's choice for this one as well. We'll see how well this one does up against Royal Jordanian and KLM. Sky Express.
Yeah, well, it's got tough competition. Well, I don't know. I think again it's the Euroflight thing, and we're all a bit sick of that. But at the same time, the tail's quite eye catching. It's pretty much in your face, and Greece is bliss. There you go. But I like it a lot, and as I say, it's just eye catching, and it's not as eye catching as others maybe, but it does the right job for an airline livery.
All right, very quickly, Rob.
Again, I'm not sure on this one, to be honest. I really don't know. I think the writing maybe is a problem. Again, I think the writing, the Sky Express or the Greece is bliss. It might be the font or something. I'm just not entirely sure, but I think the tail's pretty good, and the winglets and chartlets and the engines and stuff all kind of matching. I think is good, but again, I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
It'll be interesting. Okay, it's gonna be interesting, Lewis.
It's going to be interesting, really nice. But I really, really like it. Really, really like it. Of course, it's Greek, so gets a tick there. But the tail actually is really nice. I haven't flown on this yet, and I might potentially be flying on this in the summer. So it's a quirky little airline which has just started doing flights from Gatwick now to Athens, and I want to be on board this. It looks really nice.
All right. So a quick reminder for the for round what are we on now? Round 3. Round 3. Goodness me, we're on round 3. Right. We'll crack on. Very quickly then. So this was Rob's choice, the Royal Jordanian. Lewis with the Orange Pride KLM. And David with the Sky Express A320 Neo. Here we go. Round 3. Should now be in the chat. So, very quickly run through the comments as well. Michael Painter agrees with you, Lewis, about the older Orange Pride being the better one of the two. Carl saying that Wayne's bank manager is having flashbacks. Welshie Kev, good to see you. Hope you're well. Says, Jack's in Prague. That explains the riots kicking off there then. Been cooking for them, I see. I think this is to do with Sky Express. Brandon says you can get some good prices too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gail going for a nice contrast of the colours. I think possibly for KLM. Right, so with this one, we'll do it for another minute. I'm going to take a quick sneaky peek of what's happening. And we'll get. I'll get the next lot ready. Right, Lewis, I need confirmation on your next one.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
old or new.
Oh, hang on. Let me guess Google that one. I can't remember. Which one was it that said?
Rob, for yours, I'm going to need confirmation. I'm assuming we're talking current.
Yep, 787 if you've got it.
Okay.
Oh, old.
Got it.
This is just adding to the intrigue here. Ooh, what we got?
There it is. That's why I can't just give it. I can't just go. Oh yeah, you got
the tension's building here, by the way. Ooh.
I can't just go. Oh, your next pick. That livery there. Yeah. Do you want the old one or do you want the new one? And then. I know one person will go potty for one of these choices. Let me see what David's picked. Okay. It's not a livery I'd have expected, but that's cool. All right. Let's end the poll there. If you haven't voted, here we go. And the winner of that round goes to Lewis with a KLM. 50%. Rob, 44%.
Oh,
David with 6%.
I think my hat needs to come down further, doesn't it?
So after three rounds, we have got a point each, which is all good. So everyone is on the scoreboard. So as we go into round 4, I'm going to try and get through these a little bit quicker.
Scores on the doors.
Fine. It's also, I've got a part to play in this as well by getting the pictures as quickly as I can. Right. When it loads, here we go. Okay, so we are going to go Rob first, then David, then Lewis. Nice change of pace. Round 4, and this is the one that I think Wayne will go potty for.
Ooh.
Is Azerbaijan's 787. Why'd you pick it?
I think this is a cracking livery, and again, we're talking about 787 in the liveries earlier, but I think this is one livery that works. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely cracking. It just works. And it's blue as well, so something a wee bit different. Blue's been quite prominent tonight, so yep, it's pretty good. Pretty smart, that one.
It is a stunner. It's a very good, and immediately I can just show you. Wayne is in there going, "Oh, good choice."
There you go. I've lost Wayne.
I think we know where his vote's going.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Good choice on this one. Lewis, your thoughts?
It is a good choice. It's a strong choice as well. It's a big crowd pleaser. I know it's a popular one with my channel as well, with a lot of people on the chat. So I think this might get a good score. If I'm going to be overcritical, for me, I've always thought the lettering's too spaced out. But other than that, that's the only thing I am critical of it. But it's always a known. You can always identify it from a distance. So it's one. So it's really nice to see.
Good stuff. And David?
Yeah, I basically copy and paste Rob on this one because it's absolutely brilliant. Love it, absolutely love it. I know what Lewis means about the spacing and the lettering. It's almost as if it's slightly out of proportion, which it's and there's no reason for it to be that way. They could have it a bit more compact and.
I mean, I'm just being overcritical there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's a small thing, but it is a little bit. It just adds a little bit of retro to what is effectively not a retro livery.
Yes. Very different to what they had before. Very, very different to what they had before.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob with Azerbaijan 787. Strong start to round 4. Here's David's choice. It is Israel. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Israel. A320 airline from Israel. Good choice, this one. Why'd you pick it?
Well, to be honest, again, it's the same thing as the old white fuselage, but the back end of it it's just eye-catching and it's a bit funky and it's slightly in your face. I think it's great branding. I don't know what their overall branding strategy is, But whatever it is, assuming it's along the same lines, it's quite a good one. It's just a nice looking aircraft, and it's the livery suits it, and there's not an awful lot more I can say about that.
No, that's all right. Rob, we'll go to you.
I quite like that, actually. I do quite like that. More blue vibes in there, so that works.
It's quirky.
simple as
It's
that.
very quirky for sure.
Yep, I think so.
Which is why I went, oh, when I saw it come up, because I can't see what David's actually sent me. He just sent me links. So I have to click the links and see what comes up. I'm like, oh.
Oh, if I knew that, I'd have said you other things.
Thank God it's not other things.
Oh, damn it, that was
Lewis.
a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Lewis, over to you for your opinions.
I've actually not seen this one before. It's really nice. Yeah, like the tail as well. Yeah, really, really nice. It's a quirky airline. It looks like it would be a very interesting one to spot.
Can't think of where their destinations are off the top of my head, but
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it in a UK airport.
no, I think they may be sort of Europe and potentially like Egypt way. I think I'm not sure without doing my research.
Go down to Dubai and places like that.
Now this is going to be really close, I think, between all three, because what Lewis has picked is I'll just bring it up.
Oh yeah,
is very, very good. It's the old Air India livery, which is my personal favourite of theirs on their 747. I'd say why'd you pick it, but I know why you picked it, and I totally agree. But for everyone else, why'd you pick it?
I picked it. It's a 747. It's a classic. It's a big daddy, and also because every single window looks like the Taj Mahal, which I love. So it's just I love the detail, the sort of Indian style windows, and I think they perfectly done it. Congratulations to the design of this because it was perfect. The slick tail, the branding, love it. Can't fault it. I think it's good in, to be honest, many of their fleet, not just the 747, but the showstopper's got to be the 747 for me.
777 looked good in this for the short time that they were there.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what A310s had it. Again, there's a TriStar in this livery as well, which I think we've shown on the channel before. Yep. It just works, and like you say, it's the finer details like the window linings and everything else. Which
they've put everything sort of that you think of India and in it, and I like it. I just think it's brilliant. It's a great asset to the airline. It's a great sort of advert to the airline as well. It's got all the marks for me.
Good stuff. All right, Rob, your opinions on this choice?
Oh, I like this one. I do like this one. Again, maybe controversial, but I think this is the Landor of Air India.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it could be. I think it's definitely up there. It's got the dangly bells and whistles, and everything seems to work on it. So, yep, pretty good.
David, over to you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's such a iconic livery, really. The detailing around the windows. I have a funny feeling. I've read about these now. I think it's a recognised feature in Indian buildings that they have, or obviously not all of them, but some of them have this patterning around the windows. And I have a funny feeling it's a kind of throwback to that.
This is it's got a bit of a nod to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's almost a case of this is our heritage. Take it or leave it. And I think it's great. I really do. I'm all for it.
I was really disappointed with the newer livery, but they didn't have that. They had the opportunity to redo that, and they chose not to do that.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that lost a point for me with the newer livery. Yeah, really disappointed. I don't mind the new livery, but I prefer this has got more heritage and more to their sort of traditions, which I really like.
Well, it very much points to their own culture, I suppose.
That's it. So that was the word I was going for. I couldn't think of it.
A lot of the modern day liveries, not just with Air India, but any airline, have lost a lot of that.
Yeah.
And Air India, this livery in particular, do it very well.
Just wanted to show off something very quickly. This was taken from my back garden when I lived in Feltham.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
When they were on 09s, this is the view you had. This is when they did. I think it was like Delhi to Heathrow to New York. I think it was.
If I lived there, I'd just have a crick in my neck all the time. You'd just be staring up at the sky.
If only it was into what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I'd literally be sat in the garden like all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But
At least you got your hat.
yeah, the amount of really good pictures you get from the back garden, like literally right on the threshold of the takeoffs for 09 and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, so choices again. This is Rob's with the Azerbaijan 787. Very good choice. Another very good choice with David with his Israir A320, and Lewis with his Air India 747. Let's see how this goes. Poll's going in for round 4. Who's going to get the lead from this one? Dom's in the chat says, "Play old Shep." You already know the price to pay if you want to listen to old Shep. Otherwise, I ain't doing it. And to reiterate what Brandon's saying, if you are driving, watch the road. Carl saying a hard choice on this vote again. Brandon catching on to me trying to pronounce the Israeli airline by going, "Yeah, this is rare." He's on one tonight, honestly. He also mentioned about the Azerbaijan, saying the designer couldn't work out how to shorten the letter spacing. Jim mentioning Azerbaijan as well by saying it's hints of a reversed Boeing Dreamliner house colours livery.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
head turner.
Yeah, no, thought about that.
Yeah.
Mike B also saying it's a head turner at Heathrow. And of course, people think a very, very good choice. Okie doke. Let's give it another 30 seconds for this one. It is close. If you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure you do hit the like button. It helps us out immensely. Even the dislikes, believe it or not. I don't think I've ever mentioned that dislikes help the channel out, ever. I don't think I have. I might have done a few times.
Think so? Just once or twice?
Maybe once or twice I've mentioned that it helps the channel out regardless. But yeah, feel free to smash the like button if you are enjoying it. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the sub button as well. Right. Let's end the poll there. This is a close one, but when it goes to Rob, 52% of the vote. Lewis 35 and David with 11.
Wow.
So I have to remain on full flaps, don't I?
That might as well go down to your trousers there, Dave.
I'm really trying to avoid that.
To coin a phrase, easy, son.
That's right.
Flaps really extended.
I really are. I mean, it's so much so that you can't even see my bubble. It's never a good night when you can't see your bubble.
I need confirmation again, Lewis, on this one. With yours. Are we going for the last one for when they then turned into what we know now, or are we going for the full before they went completely under?
Do you know what?
And if I check Rob's here, Rob's is fine.
I think
because we've got a choice of maybe two
we'll
or three.
We'll go classic.
Okay, so just before they went under.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll go for that one. Oh no, let's go for this one. Okay, and then if I go. Picture that will show it off. Picture that will show it off. Picture that will show it off. This is a tricky one. Because there's not really a good angle. Okay, do you know what that will do? That one will do it. Okay, let's see what order this one comes up in. Because we're being very cryptic, people are guessing what the options could be. Okay, so the order in this one is going to be once it finally loads. Let's get rid of that one. That one. Okay, so we're going to go for Lewis first, then Rob, then David. So suspense. No more. Here's what we were talking about. Swiss Air and their
Yeah.
MD-11
MD-11, love
just
it.
before they went bankrupt.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful aircraft. Subtle, but it has got all the notes of such a classy jet. Never liked the DC-10, but I've always, and I don't know why, I've always loved the MD-11, which you could question why, because they're practically similar, but MD-11 is the king out of McDonnell Douglas for me. And Swiss, I think, is just a perfect design for it.
Regulars at Heathrow, believe it or not.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Which is
Mid-morning
quite
flight.
shocking when you see what they've got now in replace of it. So,
Yeah.
but then again, I don't think the regular flights was that many compared to what it is now. But
Must have been a light load because they were never very low when they took off, especially when they
But
replaced it with the 330s as well.
I would imagine the Heathrow to Zurich flight would have been a very cargo heavy flight as
Most
well.
likely.
So they
Yes.
probably have chosen that particular aircraft for the cargo because it's so beautiful to see her still going in the cargo. Unfortunately, not in these colours, but yeah.
No. Yeah, this is again, one of those memories of seeing a Swiss Air Heavy, pretty much every day when it used to be a thing. Whether it was the MD-11 or the A330, it was always very, very nice to see. Rob, your choice. Obviously, everyone loves a MD-11. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I like this. Another tri-jet as well, so you can't argue with that. And again, it's one of these things, if you see a picture of Geneva or someone in Switzerland in airport and these were all lined up, there's no arguing who it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart. Can't argue with that one. It's pretty sleek.
David?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Swiss Air were lucky in many respects, and they've got Switzerland as a country has got a very simple flag. So to put that onto the tail of an aircraft is relatively easy and very effective. So yeah, it's they've done it well, and the MD-11, such a classic aircraft.
It is. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful aeroplane. So good choice from Lewis. Found a good angle for this one for Rob, so we'll see how well this goes down. But if you are a native of Bournemouth, you'll have seen this take off to go all the way to North America. Buffalo's first 737 in their very nice livery. Why'd you pick it?
I just find Buffalo one of these interesting airlines. It's just they do things their way, and I think they're absolutely brilliant in what they do. And they've kind of went into the modern era now. They've actually come into the kind of modern world and actually bought their first 737. So, and I think it looks pretty smart. And I think you'll see these flying all over Canada for years and years to come. They're still flying DC-3s and Electras and all these other things. So, yeah, a pretty interesting airline as a whole. And I think the livery works. I just think the livery works as well.
They are a fascinating little airline, especially with their TV program as well. If you've ever watched the TV program, it's very very interesting to watch. Lewis, your thoughts?
It's a nice little plane, that. I love the colouring. Really, really nice. And I think the logo sits well on the 737 as well. So it's a nice plane.
Very classic. Love the old classic 737s as well. Big fan.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, I'd echo that from both the gents there. The Buffalo as a branding, if a cargo airline needs a branding, then they've done it right. It's very simple. It's hugely effective, and they've a good choice of green. And I think I've said this in the past. I do like green on aircraft. I think that's the way to go, and blue clearly. But no, I like it a lot.
Dom coming in with the banter says, "Is that a couple buffalo wings? I see."
Boom boom.
Oh dear. Banter over. Right, and let's move from Buffalo's 737 to a special livery that David has picked, one with great cause.
Yes.
AirAsia and their Save Our Malayan Tiger livery.
Yeah, well, you've touched on it already. I mean, it's such a good, a good cause, and it's a very honourable thing to do. Save the tigers, and actually, anything with a tiger's face on it has got to be a winner. But the message is fantastic. But it's an eye-catching, stunning. Stunning is maybe too strong a word, but it's very eye-catching, and yeah, I think it sends the right message.
Good stuff. Oh, okay. Lewis, your thoughts?
It's a nice plane. Yeah, really nice. Really like the detail. I always like these sort of photo style sort of special liveries. So it's a really, really nice graphic to it as well. And yeah, it's a good cause as well.
Doesn't look too out of place this either, which is quite
No,
quite
it doesn't. So I like the fact that they've done the leaves at the back of it for the where the text is as well for the background. It's done nicely.
Yeah, very, very nice that. Rob, your thoughts?
I think AirAsia is a nice livery anyway, pretty good. It's pretty vibrant and pretty smart. I think the way they integrated the picture into the livery, I think they've done it. It's quite classy. They've done it quite. It's good. I quite like that.
I like the fact they've not put the full fuselage in that livery either. They've left a bit of the white at the front, which I think it actually does it a lot better than actually cover the entire fuselage with it.
Yeah.
So you only got it literally maybe like 3/4 of the plane that's actually got that livery, and then you just left the nose in what they would call their standard livery sort of thing. So I think they've done a good job with that. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So quick reminder, Lewis picked the Swissair MD-11. Rob picked the Buffalo 737. David picked the AirAsia Save Our Malayan Tiger. This is going to be interesting. Very interesting indeed. Poll's going to go in for round 5. Here we go. Let's see what you've said. Gail says, "Love tigers, worthy cause. Like they've used that to raise awareness." Mike B says, "Suddenly got the urge for some Frosties seeing Tony the Tiger."
They're great.
They are.
Great. Carl Crawford, I think this was one the Swissair. I think looks super smart. We've done the banter. Right, here we go. Lee Class says, was used crew training at LHR. Saw one of the first ones. Same with the A330 for Swissair. So crew training as well as other things as well, I imagine. But yeah, they were lovely to see at Heathrow. Just the one daily heavy from Swissair on the short flight. Lovely stuff. All right, let's have a look and see in the polls at the moment. Okie doke. So we'll give it 30 seconds more. If you haven't voted yet, make sure you do. This will decide who gets the point here. Lewis with Swissair, Rob with the Buffalo, and David with the AirAsia. Darren Smith's in the chat. He says, "Evening, gents," and also, "Come on, you irons." What was the score in the end? Was it 2 or more?
3-0.
3-0. Very good.
Yeah. Lovely little goals as well.
Kudu's hat trick, or was it someone else? Oh,
No,
Bowen.
Gibbs 2, Bowen 1.
Bowen,
Nice
that's it. Yeah.
but all assisted by Paqueta.
Very good. Points on the old FPL.
Absolutely.
I dread to think how that looks because I didn't take Haaland out of mine, and so I may have lost some points. But
I'm thinking of getting Kudos actually.
I put Son in and put him as captain, and he did nothing. So I was like, nice.
No, he just cries when he plays West Ham. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm just looking at it now. They put the bonus points in. It is super tight at the top.
All right. Do you know what? It flagged up on the phone at bonus points. So let's have a look. Where are we?
Yes. I'm down to 4th now.
All
That's
right.
how quickly things have turned.
I was 4th a minute ago last time I looked. So
Yeah.
Has that pushed me down even more?
Right, let's end the poll. Let's have a look and see who got the win.
Gone above you, Tom.
You have, yeah. I'll mention that in a minute. So David gets the point with AirAsia with 61%. Lewis 39% for Swissair. Rob, something that's never happened on the channel since doing this. 0% of the votes.
Yay! 0-0 in one
Oh,
question.
Another thing to add to the
illustrious.
illustrious collection for Rob gets beaten by a
Yay.
point, beaten
You've
on
become the
penalties,
Great Britain of
Yeah.
Eurovision.
beaten on penalties, beaten by a point, and not a single vote.
I can erect my hat now, can't I?
You can now. The hat's up.
I want it as upright as I can possibly get it, but said that for years, of course. Oh, it's becoming a
I
bit
was going to say,
floppy.
Jack not said that for a while either.
I hear there's a blue pill which might help with that. Though.
Well, that doesn't really work either, does it?
Carl says there's a new award there for you, Rob. 0% of the votes of the year. Goodness me. Right, very quickly on the old FPL, the Fantasy Premier League that we're all involved in. I've gone down to 4th. Here's how it looks at the moment. I'm in 4th with 879 points. Lewis is above me in 3rd with 882 points. So he's 3 points ahead of me. 6 points ahead of me, but in 2nd place and 3 points ahead of Lewis is Kev with 885 and leading the way, top of the table by quick mental math. 13 points is Carl Crawford.
I'm bottom of that league,
I've
and
had a
also
bad week.
nothing changes.
Well, Jack, for some reason, is getting super lucky considering he's got 4 players that are not available. But he somehow still managed to get a lot of points.
Jack's getting lucky.
He's getting, well, that's the only way he's getting lucky.
Not in pub.
He's got a big Prague budget then.
From what I've heard. Czech girls are in for a shock. Right, confirmation from Rob on this one. Cheat line or no cheat line?
Oh.
I'm getting back up.
Without, I think.
Without, okay. I
may be mistaken right enough, but hey.
Okay, so let's stick with that one and let's have a look and see what David has sent for this one. I've got to remember which one it is. 6, 7. Yeah, 6. It is. Okay, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a close round for sure. Right. Here we go for this round. Let's have a look and see what order it comes up in. Dom said, "Is Jack flying anywhere?" Everyone just put Prague, and he went, "Is he?" Well, I had no idea. Did he mention it at all? Darren Smith asking you, David, Condor hat.
I beg your pardon?
Oh
no, it's definitely a hat. It's not that.
Does it represent Condor?
Yeah, just like Condor, like yeah.
God knows what you thought. No, I do know what you said.
It's not a word. You got an M with it.
I thought it was, that or a hat. Well, I mean, admittedly, my hat, if I was going to be using it as such, I think too small. But
poor woman, whoever's receiving that as a surprise, right?
That's that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Takes ripping her a new one to a whole new level, right? We're going to go for Lewis, then Rob, then David. So Lewis, here we go.
Oh yes,
Olympic Aviation. And they're 717.
Beautiful plane. Again, a basic, simple European livery, but I love it. It's she's a tiny plane, the 717, but she's a fast plane, and I think this livery is beautiful for it. It's subtle. It's got the Olympic rings on it, obviously with the Olympic logo. Flew on this as well. Loved it. Basically, it's like the MD90, really a shorter version of it, but Yeah, lovely plane. And I thought I've got to have it. I've been talking about it. Was it last battles? I can't remember what it was now. Or one of the shows. And I thought I've got to include it in one of my lists.
Very good. Rob, your thoughts?
Oh, I love this livery. I think I picked this on Rate My Liveries when I did it. The kind of slightly newer one with the kind of lighter blue, but the dark is that dark blue or the kind of black style. That one, that looks that's just class. It's just nothing else for it. It's cracking, brilliant. Love it.
And David?
Yeah, much the same. I mean, if you've got an airline called Olympic, then you have to use the Olympic rings as part of your logo. I think they were also around in this livery at a time where Olympic were, I wouldn't say they were struggling, but they were always just a little bit of a step behind the other main legacy European carriers who.
Yeah.
So it was almost they were almost always the underdogs. You feel like they had no reason to be because they were a bloody good airline, but good on them for doing as well as they did. But in terms of the livery, yeah, I like it a lot.
They were bought over by Aegean.
That's right,
It was
yeah.
all sold over to Aegean, and Aegean chose not to continue. They continued with their Dash 8s of Olympics and 737s, I think it was. And then they switched them over to the A320s. But they chose to stop using 717s, probably because of eco. I mean, it probably not the most economical in the fleet. But I tell you what, she was an absolute pocket rocket. I still remember being on the runway at Athens Airport going to Larnaca because we did the stopover. We were really lucky that flight. I remember we had the Olympic A340 300, which went to Athens, Larnaca, Heathrow to Athens, and then stopover with this taking us to the continued journey to Larnaca. And all I remember taxiing up to the runway, and pilot did a turn and burn, and boy, did it go. And it wasn't long before we were in the air. It was a pocket rocket. It really was.
So I think these things had the JT8D, the same engine that was on the 737.
Very, very loud. Let me tell you. I was at the sort of where the flag is next to the O.
Yeah.
We were by the wing, and it was loud there. And the toilets are at the back. So when you use the toilets, my God, I don't think I'd want to be that close to the engines.
I remember sitting at the back of an SAS one, and just exactly as you're saying, the noise is phenomenal.
Toilet shakes as well, by the way, for me.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with the engines.
Having a piss would be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got skills. I just remembered that the old fire engine game show at Great Yarmouth, where you had the little 2p coin ones.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
Could have got that on the Olympic. It's all good. Right, moving on from the Olympic one. This is going to be Rob's choice.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Pan Am's billboard livery on their 747. Why'd you pick it?
I just think Pan Am are just it's a really sad story with Pan Am, to be quite honest, especially in our part of the world. I just think the livery, they just stand for everything. It's American. They're just American. Just it stands out, and a really long history. And it was a sad end when it came to it. But I think this livery, it does everything it says in the tin. It works.
Iconic, is what it is.
Yep,
it's an iconic
definitely.
branding as well.
Even if you bring this photograph up now, most people will know who or what Pan Am was or what they're all about and the story behind them. As I say, it's a sad legacy they've got, but definitely a good livery like this one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because you've got the choice of the two. The one with the cheat line across the fuselage or the billboard. People have their preferences, I think, but still a very strong choice for a iconic airline that kind of wish was still around, really. But there you go. David, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Obviously conscious of the fact that they do have a fairly sad history, but the Pan Am really were almost the benchmark of American carriers, and to use the kind of the billboard livery, it was amongst the first that ever did it. And if anybody knows marketing and branding, it's the Americans. They get it right, and with this, they definitely did. they've got basically a globe on the tail. It's
Yeah,
and their name, and arguably, what else do you need in order to say this is what we do?
Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone said, Pan Am's always had a troubled history, and such a shame the cards it was dealt. Really, however, well, I seem to remember one of their logos was with the World's Airline or the World's Airline, and they really were. They are
Yeah.
an absolute the setters of aviation. They are the ones which made aviation. Let's be honest, the company which kind of made what the industry is today. They saw the 747 as this huge change to aviation, and that the way forward was to with this sell them cheap, pack them high, basically a concept, and this will get aviation forefront of everyone, and this was it. Them and actually Darren Smith just put a TWA. They were another one who I really liked as well. But Pan Am were always, even in modern day, even after they've gone, you've got like what's the movie Catch Me If You Can. That's a fantastic movie with Pan Am involved in it. Again, I believe a true story as well, where Leonardo DiCaprio plays a con artist who basically was on the run from the FBI, I think it is. But he convinced everyone he was a pilot for Pan Am. By watching them in, I don't know which airport, I think it was either JFK or Chicago. Watching them, all the crew and the style, they set the style. I mean, Pan Am was known for that style. Everyone, the crew, the flight crew, the stewards, stewardesses, everyone had that uniform. It was perfectly done. It's a good choice there. Really good choice.
Talking of trying to convince people that they can fly a plane, that's why Max goes live every day. It should be pretty good. This choice. For me, I'm more of I like the cheat line version myself, but I know there are people that do like the billboard version. However, the Olympic and Pan Am have got to go up against this, and this is David's choice, which is the Malaysian sort of, I think they call it the Negakuru, I think, livery on their A350.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting to go up against some of the old colour schemes there. But David, why'd you pick it?
Well, I mean, Malaysian have got a good history when it comes to fancy liveries and so on, and I think this one is actually relatively simple insofar as the ones they've done in the past. I just think it's a really good use of their national colours, and it's relatively simple, but it kind of hits you. It's quite eye catching. So clever use of colours, and there's only two colours, but clever use of them, and yeah, it stands out. I like it.
Lewis.
Yeah, it's got an A350. It's good enough for me. It's a really nice plane, and it is a really, really nice plane to see in real life, especially at Heathrow. Which I believe is that at Heathrow? It looks like Heathrow. Yeah. It is a beautiful, beautiful plane. Again, like how the colours, the stripes, go up until the halfway to the body, and doesn't cover the text. It's a good proportion of livery / logo there.
Okay, this is going to be very, very interesting. So, a quick reminder of the choices. Lewis had the Olympic Aviation, not the Olympic, by the way. This is like their subsidiary sort of airline, but Lewis had that one. Rob had the Pan Am. David had Malaysia. Cracking picture of that as well, by the way.
I didn't take it.
No, I know. No, I figured.
Rate my photography.
All right, round 6. Here we go in the chat. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to very quickly grab the next lot of pictures, although I feel like I may not have to. because I think we're about to get duplicates, which is all good on here. We are about. Do you know what? We are about to get we're about to get duplicates, so that is fine. I can't tell you what though. You'll have to
Well,
wait
here we
and
go.
see.
Do you remember, we were speaking about Pan Am earlier on. Remember Pan Am, they used the 727 out of Heathrow, I think, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
To go into Berlin or whatever.
Use a number of aircraft. I think it was one of those ones where you never quite knew what you were getting for the day. So it could be an A340 one day, an A300, a 737,
Yeah.
or on the very rare occasion back in the day, you'd get like the 747 doing a quick jaunt over to Heathrow.
Yeah.
That's one thing I quite liked about Pan Am. They weren't, obviously it was way before my time, but they weren't too sort of dedicated in Boeing planes. Although we had obviously at the time it was mainly Boeing, they still took on the Airbuses, which was nice. And a lot of airlines didn't really do that back in those days. They were obviously true to the country, which was obviously America, which is Boeing.
Yeah. There was probably a financial benefit as well.
Oh, I'm sure they got a discount. Oh yeah.
The Boeing executives would have probably been, great ones for keeping in.
Yes, it's interesting because people have obviously mentioned with the picture of Pan Am popping up on the thing on the screen. Jim very boldly puts it: "You build it, we buy it." Pan Am CEO on the 747.
Yep.
Without Pan Am, no 747.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Probably no Boeing either, because Boeing put all their money into the 747 project as well.
They did, and they probably wouldn't be around. And who knows what the face of
they were going for
aviation would have been like,
weren't they? They were going for the supersonic jet, which failed miserably.
Yeah, Boeing wouldn't have bought out McDonnell Douglas. God knows what they would be doing right now. Landscape could have been a lot different. A lot different. Michael Painter was talking about when they sold the Pacific routes, you knew the end was coming. Sold them to Delta, I believe. No, United. If memory serves me correct, I think it was United.
Was it
United acquired the 747 SP off them as well, so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm sure it was United. Someone will probably correct me.
Yeah, I think United did have them right enough. Yeah.
I thought it was Northwest.
There you go.
Oh,
League
so
class.
United.
United. Yeah, because there's some pictures floating around on the internet of a United 747 SP that's got the Pan Am belly to it, and just a standard white sort of. Yeah, I remember it now.
Well, they were meant to have Concorde, weren't they?
They were one of the ones that ordered it, as well as United as well.
But unfortunately, the whole noise pollution around JFK stopped that.
Yeah. Yeah, people say United. Yeah, I was right initially. I thought Delta because I think didn't Delta acquire the A310s off them for some reason. I can't think what the reason was, but I'm sure that's why we end up seeing Delta A310s.
I think Pan Am getting rid of the A310s was probably part of a gentleman's agreement with Boeing.
Yeah,
that Pan Am had.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Right, poll's going to end. Who gets round 6? Rob with Pan Am gets round 6. And then interestingly, Lewis and David tied on 29% each.
Ooh.
So Rob gets another point.
Need to readjust my hat a bit.
You want to go for crosswinds?
I'm going for as horizontal as I can.
09 or 27.
That's not bad.
All right. So time for some duplicates because we've already had some of these. I'm trying to remember who's picked what now. Okay, so that would be so the 4. Hold on a minute, that's not worked out exactly as I expected. Hang on. Oh no, you're all good. It's fine.
I'm just reading the Darren Smith comment of the cat
required
blue
right
pill.
Right, I've misjudged that. So we'll go for. Yep. I'm surprised that this one has been picked, considering this is what lost the penalty shootout. But we'll go for it. If you watch the first one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go to there. So which one are we not doing? It's that one. That one we're not doing yet. I don't think.
No, it was a Belgian F-16. The lost when they shoot out.
Is it that one? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Just making sure that's all right. So here comes the first duplicate.
Yes.
This one was picked by Lewis
Mm-hmm.
this time as well, also going for Sky Express.
Yeah, and a bit worried now after us on the vote for David's one, but I still like it, so I'm still going to give it a chance. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to be able to fly this one, so yeah, looking forward to that one. And I really like the tail. I really like the tail. I really like the wing tip on it as well.
Mm.
And I just think it's a good combination of colours, really. So yeah, it's refreshing, is what I'm going to go for.
Refreshing indeed. We've already had opinions from David and Rob, as we've already had this one picked. So we are going
Yeah.
to go on to the next one, which is confirmed. Well, I mean, it's a stunner, and it's from David.
Yes, well, yeah, it's very much the Marmite livery, isn't it? I think it's okay, but it's. I mean, I can't say I think it's rubbish because I picked it, but it's it's fairly in your face. It's a slightly odd choice of combination of colours there with on the engines. The green engine cowlings and blue wavy lines above. It doesn't really go, but then in some ways, that's maybe what's required. I don't know if the blue has some sort of significance to the airline or at least to the country.
It does. It does indeed. Anyone want to answer it?
Is it the?
It's the flags of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia.
Yeah,
Estonia flag. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's the celebration of the Baltic countries.
Yeah.
So
So
Estonia, this one represents.
you can see why they've done it, but does it really work as a beautiful aircraft? Not really, but the thoughts there. I do quite like it.
I thought this is a Jack moment where he goes, "Yeah, 2 out of 10."
Yeah, I mean, but again, it's it prompts thought, doesn't it?
I like it, and it's an A220, so you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah.
All right, quickly, Lewis, you're a big fan of A220s. How do you
I
feel?
am a big fan, a massive fan of A220s, and I won't have anything negative to say about them.
Yeah.
David, you're meant to be saying this.
I know, but I'm not a liar.
The one thing I will say that I think they should have done the engines and the wingtip with the same blue. I think the green doesn't match with the blue for me, but it's a nice nice sort of nod to the reason why they've done this. And I think it's Air Baltic. I think they're starting to be this really quirky airline. They've got some really nice special liveries. So yeah, I like Air Baltic. They're starting to really grow on me.
Yeah, I think they're doing really well.
They are doing really well,
Really
and their
well.
product inside is amazing.
And Rob?
I do like these, but I kind of agree with Lewis, but I think they've been a bit lazy because I think all they've done is pull an A220 off the line with the green and just painted it in the Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania colours and the fuselage, and then went, what about the engines and the wingtips? They'll be fine, just leave them. They'll be fine. But
Interesting.
I'm not too sure, but kind of
We'll see what the audience think. They're the ones that
Kind of
will
looks
pick the winner.
incomplete, doesn't it? Really, it kind of
does a
needs
wee
the
bit.
logo on the actual fuselage.
Yeah.
It's a shame because if you think about the Latvian flag that they have as well, you can kind of make out it's the Latvian flag. Same with the Lithuanian flag as well, because obviously you don't have the white there either, so it makes it a little bit better. I think with this one, it does just look like blue and black stripes
Yeah.
until you get to the tail, and then you realize actually it's the flag of Estonia. So maybe that's where it lets it down a little bit. I can also understand why they've left the engines on there, because obviously there's no titling on there to say it's Air Baltic, so it's a more
Yeah,
an identity sort of
if
thing.
they used the same color, you wouldn't be able to read it.
There's also that, yeah. There's
if
also
they made
that.
the engines blue, either of the two shades of blue, you wouldn't be able to read the lettering.
No.
Unless you made the lettering green. In that case, you don't achieve anything.
Dom is plugging a Air Baltic video coming soon, as he does. Shameless self-demotion. Right.
Can we do that, Tom? There might be an Air Baltic coming onto the channel on my tomorrow.
Go for it. Absolutely. Might as well promote it. So this is the one that Rob picked for the penalty shootout that he'll be hoping that does him a lot better than what it did on the penalty shootout with Wayne.
Oh,
Etihad's F1 livery on the A340-600.
What does it say? It's an A340. It's F1.
It's a
It's
stunner.
UAE. It's everything needs. I don't think there's anything needs to be said. It's class. It's just utter. It's completely not class.
Now, if memory serves me correct, it was one of 3 airlines, I think, that ever painted an A340-600 in a special livery. And the ones I'm thinking of is Virgin and China Eastern. And obviously this one. I can't think of any other airline that operated the A340-600 that painted it in a special livery.
You've got to remember Brazil. That's a big plane. That's a lot of paint as well.
Well, when you're Etihad, you can throw money like it's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a stunner. It's a very, very interesting plane. Very nice. A340. You can't go wrong. This one currently operating out of Bournemouth for European cargo as well. So, yeah, still on UK ground, which is always good. This is going to be interesting. Lewis, your thoughts?
do we need to do the poll? I think we know.
Yes, we do. Sadly, we do.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. This wouldn't be my vote.
David?
Yeah, I'm going to vote for that as well. It's beautiful.
Well, Rob gets the point. You never know. Let's go through the choices again. Lewis with Sky Express. David with the Air Baltic. Rob with the penalty shootout tipped onto the post Etihad livery. In the chat it goes. Darren Smith says, winner, chicken dinner.
I feel like I need to jump onto the stream and just give my one a bit of vote because I think it's going to be a 0-1.
Right, thoughts on what we were going through here. Carl Crawford says, how to ruin the look of an A220 with the Air Baltic livery there. On the flip side to that, Dom in capital letters says, A220 for the win.
Yeah. A320 is a fantastic aircraft. It's not getting away from it, but painting it like that maybe wasn't such a smart move.
Okay, let's see what the chat is doing. We won't run this one for very long. We'll give it 30 more seconds. If you haven't voted, make sure you do. You're deciding the point for round 7. We've got 3 rounds to go. I think we know what Kev's voted for. Kev's voted obviously for the A340.
I think I voted for the A340.
Well, it'd be close, but I think I probably would as well. I'm a big fan of the A220, but I think the A340 wins it all day long, and it has, but not a clean sweep. 67% of the vote, 20% for the Air Baltic, and 13% for Sky Express. So Rob gets the point. So Rob with 4, David with 2, Lewis with 1. We've got 3 rounds to go. If I go...
Well, I've got a day off next month, and, you know...
Plug it. Okay, so that one, yeah, that is fine. Let's have a look at what the others are. Oof. Okay, Lewis, confirmation on your next one, please. Old or new?
Can I answer with silver? Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah.
And Rob, for you as well, please.
Oof, hold on. The kind of grey and red one.
Which one? Sorry.
Is it grey and red?
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about.
Yep.
If I said the words Kaitak to you,
Yep.
okay. People will now guess to see which one that they think it might be. Okay, so we have got that one, and that one. So round 8. We're going for Rob's choice first, then David, then Lewis. Let's make sure it loads. I'll tell you what, this is going to be probably the toughest one of the lot. Here's David. Here's Rob's. The famously known bowling shoe livery on the Northwest 747. Why'd you pick it?
I just think this livery's absolutely cracking. That is just absolutely brilliant. I don't know what it is. I think what kind of brought me to this livery was there's a cracking video on YouTube where I think Delta bought some of the 747s for Northwest.
That's right. Yep, on the merger. Yep.
So there's a picture of it getting changed from Northwest into Delta livery, and I remember thinking at the time, I would have left that livery. I remember because they changed it from Northwest to Delta, and I remember thinking, why I'd have left it? Because I think it was a better livery, but it was what it was. But yeah, it works. It's typically American as well. Looks the part.
It's very smart. It is very, very smart. I do like this livery. Do like it a lot. Lewis?
Yeah, I had this, I think, last time, wasn't it? With one against Jack. So, yeah, it is a beautiful... In fact, the same picture, I think it was. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. I always remember this aircraft so well. So, yeah, love it.
Rob, it's your choice, but the DC-10 in this livery. Do you remember those?
I don't know.
It's a stunner. Google it. It's a stunner. David, your thoughts?
Yeah, Northwest were a great airline, and that livery is the only livery really I kind of remember, I suppose. Although you're speaking of the DC-10, I flew in one of their DC-10s. Now I need to look back what year it was, but it was from Glasgow to Boston on Northwest operated that route, and they were great. But as far as the livery is concerned, very bold and in your face, and great. Good on them. Like it.
Good stuff. Lewis, I think we've not had your thoughts yet.
No, you already have.
We've had your thoughts. It's fine. We're all good. Oh, of course we have.
I mean, I can say it again.
Yeah, no, it's fine. All right, that's fine. So we go from that one, which I think is going to be quite a tough one, onto another duplicate. And this is from David.
Azerbaijan.
So going for Azerbaijan.
Yeah. You know something? I hadn't realised the spacing on the lettering until tonight. So every day is a school day.
That's ruined that for you then.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. But I mean, going back to what was said before, it's blue and it's slightly kind of funky, and it's on a great aircraft and it looks the part. I like it. That's pretty much all there is to it.
We've already had our thoughts and stuff like that, so I think this will do quite well. I mean, this is going to be so interesting. So we've had Northwest, we've had Azerbaijan. Lewis's choice as well is equally as strong.
Ho, ho, ho.
American chrome livery on the 757.
Yeah, it's the naked plane, as I like to call it. I love it. It is everything American to me. It is, it's got everything you need for an American jet. And it is, of course, the flying pencil, which makes it even better because the 757 is truly American and I think is one of the best aircraft for the American fleet. So I think it should be, I'd hope, a big crowd pleaser. It is for me. Yeah, it kind of Mike's actually could put it. I forgot the brand until now. What he's just called it, but the Baker Foil livery
American
because
foil. Yes, that's the one.
it was such a shiny aircraft. Yeah, when the sun was on this, I don't think it was a very popular one for all photographers because it could glare into the lens, but it's such a beautiful one for me.
It is. It's very, very nice. So let's go through very quickly the choices once again. This is probably the toughest one of the round so far. Northwest 747, which was Rob. Azerbaijan 787, which was David. And the American 757, which was Lewis. This is a tough one. So here we go with this one in the chat. Round 8. Who gets this one? Jim said thought that registration said Nissan. I think it's like November 155 Alpha November. I think it is. Is it? Can you see that? I can't see that. I'm looking at the damn thing.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah,
Close enough.
yeah.
Close enough. Quick reminder, it's the quiz on Friday night. Lewis will be back with us to take part. And we've got a few people. I can't remember who's part of it. I know Dom's part of it. Can't remember who's part of it. People have to remind me. But the quiz is on Friday night. Got a few things lined up as well throughout the week. Right, so Carl's obviously voted for the 757. He says, awesome looking 757, gets my vote. Wayne also saying, Lewis, you just hit the jackpot.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that one.
In terms of Azerbaijan, Lee Clark says there's a Gulfstream in that livery, not dissimilar from the livery. And it looks quite smart, actually. And that Azerbaijan livery looks really good on the 757 as well. Yeah. Kev's left us as well. I know he's probably not watching at the moment, but he's left. So thanks for watching, Kev. We'll see you again very soon. Jim remembers when Northwest were at Prestwick, when they were under the Northwest Orient livery name.
Yeah.
That's going back a long way. Right, what should we give this? Let's give this another minute.
I think Northwest eventually ended up with a massive marketing tie-up with KLM. I think they were effectively they were almost merged into KLM, or vice versa, whichever way around it was. But
is it like an alliance or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of in the days before full-on alliances, but they were. I think they were the first sort of code share agreement, if you like.
That's it. Yeah.
So but I think it extended further than that. I think a lot of the engineering was shared and so on, and it was just a case of if we, throw all our resources in, we can both be successful at this. But they were very good friends.
We have got. In fact, time is up for the poll. It was very close, but Lewis walks away with it. 40%. That's how close it was. 40% for the American 757. Rob, 33% for the Northwest, and David 27% with Azerbaijan.
I don't announce it anymore.
So, what? Okay. So what can happen is we can still have a penalty shootout, which Rob's absolutely loving the idea of.
Oh, aye, definitely.
Let me just make sure that this is the right one. Let me make sure that is correct. It is. So this is going to be interesting as we go into round 9. Let me just have a look here. Okay. Let's save that one. And okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go for that one. Okay.
20 past 6, half 6. When you get dressed, and then I'll get breakfast at Grant's. So we've done quicker.
Things are going to get very interesting very quickly. So, nice choice of liveries for this particular round.
So once I've had
Give me, I wasn't supposed to show that. That's supposed to get deleted. So, we're going to go for round 9, penultimate round. So, either Rob takes it or we go to a penalty shootout, depending on his livery choice. We're going to go for Lewis first, then Rob, then David. Here is Lewis's choice.
Oh yeah.
I can confirm it is the TriStar that we're looking at.
Yeah. No, I've not gone Jack. I've just gone
RAF.
for fighter jets.
What made you pick it?
Well, first of all, it's an L1011. Secondly, it's an RAF L1011. And thirdly, it's a grey RAF L1011. It's beautiful.
You say more.
Yeah, can we move on? I had to have a bit of military because I was conscious of the fact that I didn't have any. I don't think I did have much military in my last one. I needed to have at least one, and this is it. And why not? It's a brilliant utilized aircraft for Air Force. I don't even know. I don't think it's flying anymore. Have they retired them now? I know they were flying last year.
I believe they retired it. They Rob, you're more military than I am.
Is there no one at Campbell or
it's still-
where was Top Gear filmed? Is there no some still there? Did some company no buy
Is it
them?
a transporter as well? Because obviously I know it used to be a refueler and a transporter.
It's a bit like the Voyager. It's a transport and tanker all kind of
They're
combined.
still doing both roles, but yeah.
I believe they
mean-
are all retired.
I think
They
the only
are.
one that's still flying is the NASA, is it Space Observatory one or something?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. There's one left in the world that's flying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they are such a brilliant aircraft, and especially for military operations like for the RAF, they are well used, and I think it's a beautiful one. It's nice to see the A330 take that role. I love Voyager, but for me, the L1011 is just part of RAF.
Well, we'll save the opinions because I want to kind of get this done before 10 o'clock. So hold the thought because now we're going to go for Rob's, which PR wise, fantastic. When the doors were open, boy, was it a massive cock up. If you know what I'm talking about and you've seen the pictures on the internet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. However, Thomas Cook's I Love Cook's Club. Careful as you say it. Cook's Club. Easy, son. Easy. Right.
So I've got to say, it was Jack on the PR team.
You never know. So this was yours, Rob. Why'd you pick it?
Well, this is a fairly popular one. Well, Thomas Cook were going quite strong at the time. This used to be a fairly regular in Glasgow, so yeah, it was something different. It was something different, and Thomas Cook went to the Loveheart kind of livery as well, away for the kind of globe that they had previously, which was something a wee bit different. So, yep.
Yeah, it's very interesting. This one, after Thomas Cook went belly up, sadly, this one sat at Newquay for a long time. And I remember seeing it out the window of my Flybe plane that I was on. And there was a few A330s as well. One of them that actually was scrapped at Newquay because it was pretty much a rust bucket. So it could never fly. It was the one that was in the old blue livery. trying to think of the reg now. I think it was like Charlie Hotel Tango Zulu, I think. Just roughly off the top of my head. That was sat at Nuki, and it rusted so bad they had to scrap it there and then, because Nuki's quite high up and you got the sea water mist, everything else that comes in from the sea, which is why the VC10, when the museum closed down, had to be scrapped and everything else. So yeah, it's a good choice. Good choice, this one. And yeah, like I say, when the doors are open, it's a massive cock up. But there you go. But that is going up against the TriStar and David's option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Archaea. I don't know much about them at all, but given the fact that this was a livery-based competition, I just think it's a really cheery livery. It's just looks like a kid's drawing, really. But no, I like it, and it's nice and simple, really, but with pretty good results and lots of different colours there. As I say, it's just a cheery livery.
It's quirky. I like
Yeah.
it. It's quirky.
Yeah. So that was my thinking.
Good stuff. All right. Let's go and just pop that into there. So Rob was that one. And then David was. Okay, here we go. Round 9. Let me just quickly give you the rundown once again. So that was Rob's, the I Love Cooks Club. Cook. Lewis with the RAF TriStar, and David with the Archaea A321 Neo. Not that one. That's the one I wanted. Right, here we go. Poll for round 9. Here we go. Which way is it going to go? Dom says cock. No, cook. 100% cook. Definitely cook. Mike B says, always worried about using the toilets on the TriStar, knowing that the middle engine was just behind the wall, but always loved them.
I read somewhere someone used to say the toilets at the back were quite warm for a long flight because of that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Painter says, love the Archaea, was lucky enough to photo one at Heathrow.
Ooh.
Interesting. Must have been a one-off, that one.
He was looking for something interesting. The TriStar in the desert, the Gulf War colours is nice as well. It seems to be any sort of colours pretty well. That F one's
interesting. Gail says, day before I flew into Dubai, my friend India flew this into Gatwick, the Thomas Cook A321. Carl Crawford, after we're going with the Cook's livery, it says Jack's livery. Yeah, Darren Smith confirming all the TriStars are now withdrawn from use, and of course they are all now A330s.
Yeah.
Going back to the other round, Jim says the Gulfstream 650 ER is in Azerbaijan livery. Very nice it is as well. And Michael Painter also confirming it's a one-off that Archaea was at Heathrow. Okie doke. Right, let's have a look and see. With the votes placed. Okay. Lewis taking it 40%. David 33%. Rob 26% of the vote. So moves Lewis on to 3 as we go on to the final round. So David, who didn't want to come back and do this again, you'll be safe in the knowledge. You won't be.
That saves me going hat shopping then.
Yeah. You don't mean that. All right. Let me get the last images of the round.
oh no.
Goodness me. I'll tell you what. Lewis, just confirmation on yours, please.
Mm-hmm.
The last one it flew, or the special?
Oh, hang on.
The older one.
I'm going to go special.
Okay. That's ideal. There was a picture there anyway, so that's good. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be interesting. Okay.
Is that, Tom, is that the big thank you one, or mine's longer than yours?
I think people know what you've. I'll tell you what. It sounds weird if it's taken out of context. It sounds really weird.
It's an unfortunate time just to tune in.
Yes. Oh, what's this channel do? Mine's bigger than yours. No, it's not that channel. It's not that kind of channel. I know our membership's the OnlyFans, but it's not that. I promise. Just a word. It's just a word. Just trying to find a decent picture of this one. Sure, why not? Let's go for that one. Michael Painter saying that the RAF TriStars were ex-British Airways and Pan Am.
Didn't know that.
Knowledge there for you.
Every day is a school day.
It is. Every day's a school day on this channel. You learn a hell of a lot that you thought you knew, but you didn't know it anyway. But there you go. Right, last round, and this is going to be really interesting. So we are going to go for who are we going to go for first? When it loads, come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay, here we go. Here comes the first choice for the last round.
Oh, they went there.
He went there. Rob went there.
We went there.
Whoa.
So just very quickly, before you read them out, here's what the points are at the moment. David's in last with 2 points. Lewis is in second with 3. Rob has 4 going into the last round. So over to you, Rob.
Just another cracking livery, but caused nothing but problems. Couldn't fly at proper speed and all the rest of it. And I don't think it lasted that long, but hey, the branding's great. It works. Does exactly what it says in the tin, and it's Concorde, so you get a point for that.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be interesting. I mean, it's bold to do it because obviously Concorde was only painted minimally, but very bold to paint this in this sort of livery here. I think it was Jim that mentioned something like it could only go supersonic or something for like a handful of minutes.
4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm sure Jim will confirm. But
the paint kept heating up too quickly.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Who'd have known it was a heavy paint?
Interesting. Let's see what Concorde is up against as Lewis has picked. I think people know what he's picked.
Yeah.
Virgin's A340, a big Virgin Atlantic. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would have accepted mine's bigger than yours as well. But no, this is
after the show.
we'll compare. This is just a beaut. I love Virgin's quirky slogans and advertising and how they paint their planes. And this, once again, continues to enjoy it and always ticks the button for me, or ticks the box for me. Beautiful. Virgin plane, check. It's a quad jet, check. It's an A340 quad jet, check.
Absolutely.
And it's got a quirky sort of text on the side of it. So I like it.
Okay. Let's have a look and see what David's put, because David's choice could still have a say in all of this.
Yes.
Arini.
Yeah. Well, my thinking there is that there aren't many airlines, particularly passenger airlines, who use yellow as their main colour, really. I think it works really well. And more than anything, Phil, who doesn't love a puffin, really? Everyone loves puffins. So yeah, I think it's great. For what they are, do they need particularly strong branding? Well, maybe not as much as others, but no, their use of the yellow is what wins it for me.
Sadly, being sold as well in the
Yeah.
replacement of 2 ATRs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a fantastic choice nonetheless. I do like this livery. I do like it.
Yeah.
So a quick reminder. Rob had Pepsi Concorde for Air France, obviously. This one, Virgin Atlantic from Lewis. Orini from David. For the final point of the round, here we go.
I knew my last plane had to be a Wayne pleaser.
It could be very close. This. So apparently, Dom says that it's getting scrapped, and Guernsey public and media are going mental over it. Going back to the Concorde thing, Jim says at Mach 2 it was limited to a maximum of 20 minutes. Up to Mach 1.7 there was no time limit. And also says 2 weeks that lasted.
Yeah, it was a massive fell on there.
I understand why.
Yeah, it was a huge fell there. Right.
Okay, so we'll give it another minute or so. And see what people vote. No, Google, don't come off my phone. So I've just said something, and then my phone lit up and went, "Can I help you?" Go away, China.
Google is not listening to you.
Yeah.
And what was going to happen here, by the way?
I'd get thinking about it if I were you.
All right, yeah.
We're going to end the poll.
Oh.
And it is going to happen. Lewis takes it with 56%, Rob 31%, David 12%.
I left the last 3 as my strong picks. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Here's how this is going to work. Final scores. David on 2. Rob and Lewis both on 4. Which means we're going into sudden death. Rob, you've been here before. How are you feeling?
Not very confident.
Okay, how this is going to work is Rob and Lewis, I need you to send me, not through the private chat on here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Send, just word it, your choice that you think would win. And then it's down to those watching to decide.
I can now vote on this one, I suppose.
Yeah, you can sit back, relax.
luck,
Lewis,
Rob.
confirmation, please. What's the best way of putting it?
Old
or new?
New. Oh,
Okay.
That might be the killer. Hang on. Can I change? Hang on. Can I have a look?
Do what you like.
Oh, that might have been suicidal. Hang on. Do I go with head or heart? Sorry, I'm going heart. New.
Okay.
I've sent that in Messenger, Tom. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's save that one. Okay, so here we go. Just give me a second to turn my sound down a little bit. Okay. I think this is go either way. But let's see which order it's going to come up as. Okay, so sudden death. I'll get the poll ready.
Good luck, Rob.
You too, pal.
Is Lewis going to do Rob over one more time?
If I lose, I'm not coming back on, by the way. That's
Here's what Lewis picked. Now, I said go either way. Not everyone's a fan of this.
No, I know. This is why I'm going for the heart instead of the head, because the head thinks I think the old livery would have been more popular.
Cole Crawford says, Rob, starting to sweat.
I think so.
Well, I'm sorry to say this is the one you should have picked instead of the Pepsi one. I was quietly confident because this was actually always going to be the one I was going to fall back on if it went to penalties.
Okay. Let's see what Rob's picked.
Whoa.
Robert Burns livery, Norwegian 787.
Bit of sentimentality, bit close to home this one. Robert Burns, the Acer man. Was that press week a couple of times? Seen it?
It's going to be interesting. Okay, so a reminder. Lewis picked BA Concorde in Chatham Dockyard livery. Rob picked Norwegian's livery, a little bit closer to home, Robert Burns. David, if you were voting, which one would you pick?
I think I'd have to go with the British Airways,
Okay.
But it's difficult. It's virtually impossible to make a call on that.
Let's go for it. Let's see who wins. You're voting for the winner. And it is close. Personally, I was never a fan of this.
Really, I actually prefer this to the older version.
No, I'm not a fan.
Really,
I'm not a fan of it. Even now, I want it changed.
The modern one really suited. This is why it's an absolute shocker that this plane is not flying, because I think if it was flying with the current BA livery, it looked beautiful.
Yeah, I've always said if it was me that was in charge and I had to pick a livery that was overall for British Airways what they were going to stick with, I'd have gone Chelsea Rose. It's more colourful, a little bit better. But then that's just me. And that's why I'm not in charge of British Airways.
I think though the World Tales debacle would just continue to rear its head if that was to be done. But then Chelsea Rose, well, that's perfectly British. It's not as if you're putting a foreign design on the back of it.
No. Jim just reiterating that the Chatham Dockyard was only supposed to be for the Concorde, but we all know what happened with the World Tales.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Chatham, someone's ears have just pricked up. We're not talking about you, don't worry. Carl Crawford also saying that the Landor on Concorde wasn't correct either.
No.
Didn't look right.
No, it didn't really work.
No, absolutely not.
Because the whole Landor scheme was based on dark colouring anyway. So if you can't put it on the aircraft, you've got nothing.
It's time to end the poll. It's another victory for Lewis.
Oh God! Sorry,
That's
Bob.
it. That's it. I'm going to strike.
He's done you over again.
I'm sorry, mate.
Oh,
75% of the vote to Rob's 25.
oh.
I really am surprised now. Well, I'm surprised because I thought when we started this whole show, I thought, well, okay, I don't think I'm going to be coming back again.
Oh, but you are.
I thought Rob had as soon as he put his first one, I thought, oh, he's gone. He's really gone bold, and so is David. And I thought, oh, God.
Yes.
fair
So
play.
Lewis is the winner. Lewis retains his Battle of the Liveries title at the expense of Rob Brown. Just like England beating on penalty shootouts yet again. Can't believe it. 2 points ahead as well.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of this game, is you never know what's going to be picked.
Mm.
So nothing's ever confirmed, nothing's ever sorted. But all played a very good game this evening. Some fantastic choices in there. And that brings an end to this, what's been exhausting, but at the same time, fascinating show with the liveries that have been picked. So a big thank you to Rob, to Lewis, and to David as well for joining and taking part. If you want to come in and take Lewis on at picking some liveries, next time we do it is in the new year. 14th of January is the next time that we do that. Quiz coming up on Friday. If you want a part of that as well, let me know. Lewis is also champion at that, so he'll be back with us on Friday. Tomorrow night, we're doing this. This is Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth on the flight sim, probably from about 7:15.
Tom, can I send you my tax bill?
Rob, well done. You've won. Yeah, it feels like it. So I'm starting to get charged for appearance fees. But yeah, no, we've had a good show. So just very quickly, we'll do some very quick shout outs. Lewis, you can plug your show tomorrow as well.
Yeah, thanks. Well, first of all, Tom, thank you to you for another great game. And to David, Rob, apologies, my friend. I'm sorry I took that one off you. I really am. I feel a bit of an arsehole for that one, so apologies. But you both played a fantastic game, and you really did come in with the big heavies as well, like with some really strong specials, which I really didn't think I'd survive that. So, yeah, thank you. We'll be back tomorrow, 9:30, up close and personal at Stansted. So, airside, really going to be some cargo heavy ones. So, should be a good morning.
Good stuff. Rob, over to you.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm in strike. No, seriously, a big shout out to David and Lewis. Cracking again, guys. Thanks again. Tom, thanks for the invite again, mate. Much appreciated. And everybody else in the chat, just like to wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all the rest of it when it comes. If we don't see you before then, all the best. So, other than that, catch you later.
Fantastic. David.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks to you, Tom, for hosting again, and the lads for putting up such a fight. Although, you didn't need to play that well in order to keep my hat floppy. I need to work on making my hat more erect the next time, perhaps. No, thank you very much. Thoroughly enjoyed it as always, and a lot of good chat, a lot of good banter, and a lot of good thought as well goes into it. So, well done, everyone involved.
Good stuff. Yeah, big thank you to David, to Rob, to Lewis, who you can catch tomorrow at 9:30 at Stansted. I'll be at work, so sadly I won't be able to watch it, but I might see if I can catch up on it afterwards. Big thank you to those that have watched and contributed with likes and everything else. So without people watching, the channel wouldn't be what it is. We've got a fantastic community going, contrary to popular belief, apparently. But we're all good. Yeah, we'll do it all again tomorrow with the flight sim, providing it behaves. I'm now going to go onto YouTube again to have another go at them and see why nothing's been done about my reports yet. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Lewis will see you in the morning. And enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your Monday. Take care, everybody. And in a cheesy, non-game show way, we'll all wave goodbye. Have a good evening,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, guys. See you later.
Merry Christmas. Even though you'll see me tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. Bye.
Bye.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that one's out of style.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Battle of the Liveries.